Okay, I'll bring the meeting to order. I'm gonna check the roll real quick. Beverly's here, right? Yeah, there she is. Frank's here.
Here.
Carol's here.
Yes.
Suzanne's here.
Both of us.
Yeah, both of you. Okay. Okay, since
One and two.
since Suzanne's last name starts with a D, we'll call her Suzanne 1, and Suzanne, since your last name starts with a P, we'll call you Suzanne 2.
Got
Okay.
it.
All
right.
right.
And then Holly's here. Okay. Currently, Albert, the vice president, is not here. Okay. All right. Let me get something up here to share. Okay. Let me share. Let me try to share a screen here. Okay, do you see the agenda?
Not
No,
yet.
Oh,
no.
oh, I guess I got to hit that blue button that says share. Okay. So I'm assuming you see the agenda now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the first order of business is the previous quarterly minutes approval. I move that we approve the minutes from the last board meeting.
I second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. So the meeting minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda is to review the financial report. So let me see if I can just bring that up as a PDF file. Here we go. Do you see the financial report?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sharon, I'll turn, hang on a second. Sharon and Frank, have y'all transferred everything?
Not yet.
No, because I've been away. I just got back yesterday. Did Frank, I asked Frank to get a membership at our BFCU. I don't know if Frank's had a chance to do that.
I will do that this week.
Okay, and then we can meet over there and transfer everything, and you and I can sit down and I can show you the books and everything. It won't take but half a day or something.
Yeah,
Couple hours.
sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sharon, I'll let you go ahead and read the finance report then.
Okay, we did get some membership this month. Some of the membership, as you'll see at the bottom of the report, came after I left, and so on vacation, and so it'll go into the January. It will be the February report for the January account. So, but $105 was our membership income this month, plus $29 of interest. Christmas party was the only expense this month, so we end the month of December and 2022 with $2,400.03. I just received today a $30 check, and there was a Venmo balance of $90 of membership dues that came in. Excuse me. And I just initiated the transfer of that to our account today. Usually takes 3 days. So by the time Frank has to do the first report, those two deposits should be in the bank. Plus, what if people are sending, I don't know if people are already sending Frank membership checks. I'm not getting very many, so
I haven't seen any.
you haven't seen any.
No.
So at the meeting on next Monday, we need to let people know that they have until the February meeting to get, I mean, that's what the bylaws say, to get membership money to us.
We should
Are you
probably,
I've had maybe 10, I have to look at them because Beverly needs to know. But I've maybe only had like 10 checks and Venmo payments so far, maybe a little more, maybe 12, I don't know. I'll have to check.
Yeah, a couple of thoughts. One, we should probably give them my address so they can mail them to me.
Exactly, and
And
you
then-
will have to set up a Venmo account that attaches to this account, but again, we can't really do that until you're on this account, so.
Yeah, okay. And then second thought, Victor, if we want to, as we publish the agenda for the meeting next week, maybe just remind folks they can bring checks if they want to at that meeting, and we can just collect them there.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
But do it ahead of time before the meeting, do an announcement, so
Right.
they
Right.
come with the checks, right? Because
Right.
there must be 10 or 15 people that, at least, I mean, I haven't had a chance to count up.
Hey, Barbara, can you do an asterisk note on the agenda at the very beginning before you even start the agenda about membership? Okay.
I can do that.
All right. And then Holly, the website, can you get Frank's information up there on the application page?
You're on mute. But we can see you nodding.
Is
Okay.
she nodding?
She nodded? Okay. All right.
Sorry, I held my space bar down. Yes, I can do that.
Okay, great. Okay. So that's done. Okay, so listen, I need two things. Our membership dues for the Art Council are due at the next board meeting, which is I think sometime next week, is $75. Okay, so I'd like to be able to take the check to the to the board meeting. I guess the best way, just mail it to me.
Okay, I'll have to do that because Frank isn't on the account yet. So $75 to the is this Greater New Braunfels Art
Yeah.
Council?
Greater New Braunfels Art Council. And in the memo, put for 2023 membership dues.
Okay, can
Mm.
do.
And then I also need a $500 check. And we approved this at the last board meeting, but our $500 for the youth photography contest that we're donating to the council.
Right, and make that out to,
Make it out to the the Greater New Braunfels Art Council. And in the memo, put the 2023 youth photography contest donation.
Greater New Braunfels Art Council. And that's the 2023 youth competition. Okay,
Yeah. Okay. So if you could get those in the mail to me, or yeah.
I'll get them in the mail to you. You don't have to meet up.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
I'll get it in the mail to you tomorrow if I can.
Okay. So let me drop this. And do you see the agenda?
Yep, got it.
Okay, so the next thing on the agenda is the financial audit report. And here I have an email from Suzanne, number one,
Pat.
providing the results of the audit. Suzanne, since you're here, would you like to comment on this? You're muted.
Suzanne, you're
you're
on mute.
Thought I undid that. Okay, there we go. We pretty much followed the same approach as last year, and that is we got the financial statements for 2 months that we selected at random. We verified all the balances to the bank statements and we verified all the activity that was reported on the financial reports back to the bank statement and also to the minutes. We looked at the expenditures for supporting backup and reasonableness. We looked at Venmo transfers just to make sure that they were timely. Absolutely no problems whatsoever. Sharon, you're doing a great job. Continuing to do a great job. Like I said, I think my suggestion for the next review is that a few consecutive months are looked at, because then you can see the balances carrying forward from month to month and you get more continuity there. And since Frank's going to be handling the books, maybe all 12 months should be looked at. No, I'm just kidding.
I nominate Suzanne Dot for treasurer next year.
Very good advice, Suzanne. Okay.
No,
Thank you very
it's
much.
everything looked good. It was Sharon, you're doing a great job, and thank you for putting up with all my questions.
Oh, that's not a problem. I expect questions. And I
Okay.
don't think that 2 or 3 months in a row is a bad idea unless they have reasons to pick other months for some reason.
Okay, great. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Suzanne. Really appreciate you doing that.
No problem.
And for the purpose of the video that's being recorded, I'd like to make a note that you conducted the audit prior to becoming a board member, okay, which is required by
Correct.
the what's that thing called?
Conflict of
Bylaws.
interest?
The bylaws. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Next thing we have is PSA update. The Carol, you're here. So and Carol, were you on while Dennis and I were talking?
No, I was
Oh,
not.
Okay. Okay, first, currently Dennis is our PSA rep, okay? And he has been submitting the monthly photos to PSA for review and critiquing. And he is running the inter-club competition, which is only 3 times a year. You, Carol, are our youth director per se.
Mhm.
I don't have a title worked out yet, but the you're going to be handling the youth, which we haven't made much progress on yet. I've been waiting for first of the year to roll around. As I understand, things have slowed down at work for you.
Yes, and so I have submitted the application over to say that we do want to participate in the PSA youth program. I haven't, they asked on the application for my email address, but I haven't received anything, and I didn't know if we had received anything in maybe the organization's email. I don't have a way to verify that. So I haven't made any contact with anyone because I didn't want to do that without knowing that we're good to move forward from a PSA perspective.
Okay, you're our youth photography rep. Okay, feel free to go direct with PSA.
Okay.
Go to the webpage, find who the director of the youth photography is, and reach out to them and verify that they got our paperwork, okay, and that we are on track. Now,
Okay.
I know you sent me a text a while back, and I'm sorry I didn't respond to it. It's like I kept trying to contact Felicia with the Art Council so that we could get things moving. And she's had issues. She's had family issues over the holidays. So I'm probably not going to be able to get any of the things you requested until I can get in front of her at that board meeting.
Okay.
So more to come on that later. Now then, I'm also going to ask if you could backstop Dennis on the inter-club competition. Okay, which is only requires submitting photos 3 times a year.
Okay.
Okay, we've already done it once this year. So we have the February submission and then the April submission.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll leave it up to you and Dennis to contact each other and work that out.
Okay.
And then after you've backstop him on those 2, okay, I'll need to know if you're comfortable continuing that into the 2023-24. Okay?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, great. All right. Does that sound good, Dennis?
Yeah, let me just, concerning the February thing, I sent out an email saying we needed anybody who wanted to get photos by the 20th of January. Carol's the only one that's got in touch with me, and she asked about, what the parameters were, and I sent that to her. But we need to get a selection committee together, and they're going to have to come up with photos by the right after the 1st of February, so I can get them to the PSA in time by the 15th of February. But we don't have any yet. So the selection committee can go through the previous photos that we've had and come up with, we need 6 photos for color and 6 photos for black and white.
Okay.
So we need to get working on that. The board's got to come up with a selection committee so we can pick the photos.
Okay, are you able to pull the photos together to send to the
Yeah, I can
selection committee?
I can forward the photos. Now, since the November one, we've only had 2 photos that came up as 9s. So I can forward everything that's been done previous to that are 9s, but maybe the selection committee ought to sort of go through, some of the other photos and see if there's something there that they would like. The problem, of course, is each judge is different, and some of the judges just flat out don't give 9s,
Yeah.
So looking at 8s would be a good idea. But
Okay.
we've got to come up with some photos by the end of this month.
Okay. By the end of this month. Okay.
So I'm planning on sending some photos to be considered, but maybe we need to add that to our agenda for Monday, that they
Sure,
need to get us those
absolutely.
photos by February. I mean, by
Yeah, we need them.
January
We
20th.
need them before February.
Yeah, January 20th. Yeah.
Okay, then we'll figure maybe in the last week of January, pulling a selection committee together
Right.
to do that. Okay.
And the selection committee needs to be whom, just so I'm learning along the way.
Can be anybody that's willing to perform the duties.
Any member?
Yeah,
Yeah.
any member. Maybe,
There should be like 3 people, I think.
yeah.
But
3 to 5, it should be an odd number.
yeah.
And then Dennis, can you share with me a telephone number to get in contact with you?
Yeah. All right. You got a pen?
I do.
571-216-0238.
Thank you. And then I'll reach out so that I can see what you do on the February process.
Absolutely.
Okay. And at the monthly meeting, I'll have more on the selection committee issue, and we'll go from there. Okay, I don't want to spend a lot of time on that tonight. Okay, other PSA updates. Okay,
Just
and
monthly thing is it.
now go ahead.
No, oh, I'm sorry, you had something else. The only thing I have would say that, the only other monthly thing, or the only other PSA update, as far as I'm concerned, are the monthly photos, which we'll have a judge here in a couple days, and then we'll
Okay,
send
so
photos in.
for the January, when you get that judge, I believe we've got less than 30 photos for January, so all photos can go.
I haven't counted them. If we do, we'll send them all in.
Okay. But do the assignments and the black and whites for sure. And
We have way less than 30 photos. They can all go in.
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
All right. So send them all in. And then good. And then you and I talked earlier. Okay, hopefully by the meeting, I will have been able to get in touch with Ed, and I'll have a final for you on that one. Okay.
And then should I be asking for members who want to participate on the youth competition committee so that we can start putting together an action plan, because we're moving it up from May to April, right?
Correct. Okay. Yeah, that would be a good idea. I would think you'd need 2 other people to work with you on this. But
So
it is-
I know Sandy and Jerry both had an interest in youth activities, so I can start with them. And then if they don't have availability, then maybe we can open it up.
Okay, that sounds great. Once you, let's try to set a meeting, maybe you, Jerry, Sandy, and I can meet for coffee or something like that,
Okay,
or wine and cheese one evening.
okay,
And we can hit the ground running after that. Let's try to do that next couple of weeks,
okay.
and I'll leave you to try to set that up.
All right,
Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is 2022 awards. Okay. For 2022 awards, we won't know image of the year until this week's voting is completed. I have the calculations for photographer of the year, but it's right now I have one person in first place, but then I have a person in second place that is only one image away from tying the first place person. And if that person, both those people have images in the image of the year. So we're either going to have probably have a clear cut winner for photographer of the year, or we'll have a tie. So that won't be finalized until Holly gives me the vote on Sunday or Monday morning. Okay. Member of the year, Holly, did any of the membership submit emails nominating anybody? And you're saying no, okay.
No.
Okay, so at this time, does the board have anyone that they would like to nominate for member of the year? And before we do the nomination, let me pull up another form for you. Okay. Member of the year. Okay. Uh, Select a member of the club who has contributed his, her time and effort to the success of the New Braunfelsville Photographic Society over a year or more. It can be someone who has served in several board positions or coordinator roles over a period of several years, or it can be someone who has contributed. I can read all this to you, but you can read it just as well as I can. I'm trying to see. Yeah, it's not on this one. So there's no prerequisite here that you can only win this award so many times in X number of years. And Holly, do I have the most up-to-date description for this award?
Yes, you do.
Okay, great. So does anyone on the board have someone they'd like with this in the back of your head? Do you have anyone you want to nominate for this?
I do. I've noticed that Bill Brittle has been volunteering a lot for, the senior center and community, events where the Greater New Braunfels Arts Council wants a presence there to photograph things, and Bill's always volunteering this year. I think he would be a good person to be nominated.
And I would second that highly. So anyone else? Anybody on the board have anybody else? Okay. Well, Bill has been nominated by Holly. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? None? Ooh. Don't post the board meeting till after the,
Right.
post the membership in the board the same night. Okay. Well, you won't
Good
be
call.
here. You won't be here. You're not going to be at the monthly meeting.
I won't
So
be at the monthly meeting,
Wait
but
till,
if
wait till you get back from your trip to post the board meeting.
okay.
Okay. All right. All right. So Bill will be member of the year. So that takes care of that. So image of the year, we won't know until Sunday. When are you taking off, Holly?
Saturday morning, but I'll have access to everything and I'll take my laptop with me.
Okay. So you'll still be able to text me the image of the year?
Yeah, no problem. And I'll keep an eye on the email account, and I'm hoping I can join you for the meeting on via Zoom Monday night. So I
Okay.
hope I can still participate.
Okay. So image of the year, we'll know Sunday or Monday morning.
Yeah.
The photographer of the year, we'll know once we know who the image of the year is. And then let's see. Oh, the President's Award. Okay. And President's Award. Image of the year. Oh, wait a minute. President's Service Award. Yeah, I think this may be the only one that has that. No member may receive the award more than once in any 5-year period. I guess my first comment or my first question is 5 years excessive?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so what would be more reasonable time frame? Or should there even be a time frame?
I don't think you want somebody winning it year after year after year, but 2 or 3 years maybe would be a more reasonable time frame than 5 years, I think. Just my point of view.
Okay.
I would agree with 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years. Okay.
Yep.
I
me
was just
too.
wondering, what's the total membership?
Beverly?
Well, there's about, I think it's close to about 50. I'd have to look it up, but you know, that's what we've got right now that had paid for 2022. It was a little over 50, I think 54 or something like that.
Okay.
But we don't have that many people truly active.
Right. A lot of them are not active.
Yeah.
Right.
Which may not carry over to 2023.
Right.
But what I've, or at least the trend I think I've picked up on is that we used to be, before COVID, we were about a 21 member club. And then during COVID and we were Zooming, our numbers went up into the 40s. And now that we're hybrid, in person and Zooming, we got some hold-ons with the Zoom, but some of the folks that are now, well, I don't want to do Zoom anymore, but maybe the meeting is at not a good time for that person. I think they're out looking for other things to do. But with that said, I think last year we were able to maintain our numbers because we had people drop off, but we also had people come on board. We've had people come into the library wanting to join. We've had people joining online. So it's a transient kind of thing. Once we get over that threshold of about 20 core members, we have a bunch of come and go members. So we'll have to see what we can do this year about strengthening those numbers. You're right, Dennis?
He's got something coming on his iPhone or something. It's not a
Oh,
problem.
okay. All right. Well, listen, I guess I'd like y'all to help me make a decision on whether we should change this 5-year thing tonight. Okay. And then once we decide whether we change it or not, and what we change it to, then I'm going to solicit from the board recommendations. Okay.
So I wonder if there's a similar service award with PSA. Could we follow their lead?
I think the 5-year was their lead.
Was their lead? Okay.
Yeah.
I would suggest that they can't win it for 2 consecutive years, just every other year.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. So is everyone on board with that?
Yes.
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 Okay. Then we'll go ahead and make that change to the President's Service Award. Now, with that in mind, does anyone have someone you want to nominate? I mean, I got a couple of ideas in my head, but obviously we all see different things.
I haven't been with the group long enough to really give perspective since I've only been in a few months. So, at this point, I'll support whatever comes up.
I'm in that same boat.
Sharon?
Yeah, I guess I somehow haven't seen I don't know who volunteers to do extra stuff. Doesn't seem like there's been anybody in my mind right now that stands out, except for the board members who keep chugging along year after year and changing positions. But we really want to try and find a member who's not on the board, I think, don't we?
I would agree with you to a point, okay, but then you know, you have to look at, well, let's see. Well, there's nothing in the description to give you a good indication of what you're looking for. So,
I don't have a problem with it being a board member because people who volunteer to do a lot of the work usually end up being board members.
Well, there's that.
I would like to nominate Dennis. Dennis is not officially on the board, but he does all of our PSA work, and it's a lot of behind the scenes work, and he did not receive the award last year, so I would like to nominate Dennis.
I don't think I've done that much, but that's okay.
oh man.
Although this, I don't know if you're opening it for nominations, Victor, because this is your award to give.
Yeah, I was looking for input from the board. Okay, and I appreciate the input, Holly, and I agree with you. And you know, Dennis may not feel like he does a lot, but he does. I mean, the photos monthly plus the inter club competition. Plus, anytime we have a PSA question, we always go to Dennis, and he usually always knows who to call to get the right answer. So
maybe what can help us going forward is maybe we have a standing item on the agenda that solicitous volunteer activity that's happened during the month. Maybe we can track that and have a little bit more awareness of all of the opportunities that are going on, which could help us with both Member of the Year and the President's Award.
okay.
Because in my mind, we call it recency effect, right? So you may not remember the full picture, but you remember what's happened in the last, few months. So it's just an opportunity to help us with supporting whatever that nomination is or whatever that award is that's given. Then you have something to back it up, especially if it's just the board doing the nominations.
Right.
If we had more membership nominations, I think it puts us in a different place. But maybe this might help us in the future. It doesn't help us for this time, but.
Okay, but we all voted for Member of the Year would be Bill.
Mhm.
Okay. And President's Service Award, Dennis is an excellent candidate, and he has to come Monday night to find out if he won or not. Okay. Okay. I think we got that taken care of. I want to remind everyone how Photographer of the Year is ranked, and I have a proposed change to the way we do it for 2023. Okay. Currently for 2022 and past years, what we did was all the images that were submitted to PSA for critiquing and scoring. If you scored a 9, that was like a chip in the hat, okay, toward Photographer of the Year. Before COVID, we had 2 shows a year, and those shows were critiqued and awards were given out. And whoever won the awards in those shows got chips in the hat. And then the monthly image winner got a chip in the hat. Okay. And then the image of the year got a chip in the hat. Okay. And then when all the chips were added up, whoever had the most chips was Photographer of the Year. And what I propose for 2023 is that instead of just doing nines, we run an accumulative. Okay, so let's, if we like submit assignment and all black and white, okay, well, whatever your score is, that's the number of chips you get. Okay. So it's like a running tally of all your scores. Okay. So in reality, you don't have to be that photographer that gets a bunch of nines. You can get sevens. You just have to submit photos to get judged and critiqued. And we may find that the photographer of the year with the most chips is the photographer that came in with sevens and eights and maybe a 9 here or there. Okay. So I think, and I have no problem. Well, and I think it would be helpful to post the monthly results at the meeting, say, hey, last month we had 20 photos submitted, and these 10 or 12 or 14 photographers are right now in the running for photographer of the year, and this is the point standings. So maybe for the assignment photos, the one they worked on the most, maybe they got an 8, and then the color photo, they just grabbed one to throw it in there, and maybe they got a 7. Okay, so I think that would encourage greater participation, because a photographer wouldn't have to feel like they got to be a Scott Kelby or I know there's some other fantastic photographers out there, but right now Scott's the only name that pops in my head.
Love that idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Is everybody?
How do we restrict the number of entries that go in?
Well, PSA restricts the number by 30.
Okay, so if there are in the assignment category and in color or black and white, there's 33. And we have to cut 3. Just thinking about how somebody might be offended if one of theirs didn't get sent off to PSA and they got no points that month.
We haven't been doing it that way. We've been doing the assignments, and then if we have room for the color or the black and white, we send them, but we don't split a category
Okay.
and send just 5 colors
Okay.
and no black. I mean, so usually depending on the number, we choose obviously the assignment, and then either all the color pictures or all the black and whites, right, Holly? I think that's what you and Dennis have been doing, so that you come up with something under 30.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I had to step away. Yeah, that's right. We would just alternate. So one month we might be able to send in all 3 categories, and then the next month we have too many, so we'll send in assignment and black and white, and we track which one. And then the next month it may be all of them, and then the following month there will be assignment and color. So we just keep track and go back and forth.
Okay.
We could do a better system. I'm totally open to ideas.
Yeah, that's good. I just want to make sure that we're not setting ourselves up for the perception of unfairness, or we might have to deal with questions that come up or whatever, but it sounds like we're okay.
I think so.
okay.
And actually, because every judge is so different, and I think those of us who've been doing this for a while know that a judge who gives you 9, the judge the next month wouldn't be the judge that would give you 9, and you can tell that.
Yep, that's for
And
sure.
so doing the cumulative, I think, is not a bad answer to that issue, because if you take the time to take a picture and it gets sent in, you get points. I think that seems like a pretty good idea to me.
Okay. All right, then that's what we'll do. We'll do a cumulative. And so that when the January photos come back, they'll all go in regardless of whether they're 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s. Okay. All right. And we'll do an update at every monthly meeting as to where we stand. And I think it'd be neat to see those photographers up there in the top 5 bounce back and up and down, up and down, up and down every month. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. That might be it then. The last item on the agenda was other business. The only thing I have a question for Frank. Frank, you said you wanted to do something about reviewing work from other famous artists.
Yeah, so as part of we've been talking about education for our photographers, and just thought about having some sessions on what I call talk about pictures, some famous photographs, and talk about composition and lighting and situation and what people were thinking and all that, and see if that resonates with the group to do more of it, or maybe we need to reconfigure and do something different.
Okay. And you were gonna do the first one in January?
I can do the first one in January. Yeah. So you and I talked about the potential to do it toward the end of Monday's meeting. And I'll be ready for that. We'll probably only get through 2 or 3, depending on the length of the meeting. But maybe that's enough to just kind of either spark an appetite or people to say, no, I'm looking for something different.
Okay. For February, I've got right now planned to do a short 5-minute tutorial on sky replacement in Photoshop. Okay. Nothing real big, nothing I believe is too advanced because I'm not an advanced Photoshopper, but if I can replace the sky in Photoshop, I think just about anybody else can. So they just need to be exposed to where the drop downs are to get in there and do it. Okay. So hopefully these little tidbits will get us moving in the right direction. All right.
So if you like, I've got a PowerPoint prepared with some pictures. You want to just take a quick look through the pictures and see if that resonates, or do you want to just tell me go ahead and do it on Monday?
No, well, I'm going to tell you go ahead and do it on Monday. But if you want to share what you got, let me see.
Yeah, let me show you. Let me share my screen.
Share. Okay, you got rights to share.
Okay, got it. Everybody looking at it?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just quickly go through the photos. So this one is Ansel Adams, his Moonrise Hernandez, New Mexico. We can talk about composition and timing and how he was calculating the exposure in his head as he was assembling his camera and tripod and all that, and got his shot, and then the light was gone. Second, I'm going to go through these quickly. This is Arnold Newman. A great example of negative space, just kind of forces your eye down to Stravinsky's face. This Yusuf Karsh photo of Churchill, the iconic photo. He had 5 minutes to take this photo. He walked up to Churchill, grabbed the cigar out of his mouth, got the scowl, took the picture, and got the iconic photo of a lifetime. Salvador Dali. This is Philippe Halsman. Special effects back in the days of 4x5 print film. The chair and the paintings and all that were hanging in the air. And then they go 1, 2, 3, and somebody threw a bucket of water, and 3 guys threw cats, and Dolly jumped in the air. And after 30 or 40 photos, they got what they liked.
They threw those cats 30 or 40 times.
Yeah, they had trouble chasing them down. This one, knockout Muhammad Ali. Neil Leifer got this shot, and Sports Illustrated sent 2 photographers to the to this fight. You can see the other one. He's the guy in between Ali's legs. And so when you shoot
Shouldn't be
sports,
on the other side.
yeah, sometimes it just happens away from you. This is Dorothea Lang, immigrant, migrant woman, photojournalism. No special lighting, just walk up, take a picture or ask permission or not, and so forth. Irving Penn. This one, this famous photo of the Afghan girl, Steve McCrory.
It was in National Geographic, wasn't it?
Yeah, that National Geographic.
Oh, dear.
This is Edgerton with his strobes bullet going through an apple is pretty spectacular. So this gives you an idea of something that might generate some conversations. They're not all the same type of photo, but it might spark some ideas in people to get creative.
Nice idea. I think that's a nice idea.
Go
Okay.
through the rest of
Are
Yeah.
you going to be at the meeting in person or at home?
I am planning to be there in person.
Okay. Email me these slides so that I
Okay.
can add them to the PowerPoint.
Okay. Is there anything, because like I said, I'm expecting to maybe get through 3 or 4 of these and then save the rest for later. Is there anything that jumps out to people, or should I just pick a few that I want to go through first?
Pick
Pick a few.
I don't know if you can find something that, or like 2 or 3 that exemplify lighting, or 2 or 3 that are portraits, or, so that you have one idea, maybe. That's
Okay.
just an idea. You can do different ideas too, but I was just thinking if you have like the cats in this bullet one and something else with action, or you do 3 portraits, or you do, it's just an idea.
Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. So yeah, if you look at for portraits, you got the Stravinsky, you got Churchill,
You got
migrant woman, Picasso.
the beautiful girl, yes.
Yeah.
And look at the negative space in her picture, isn't that
Oh yeah.
something?
Yeah.
It's the eyes though that do it.
It's the eyes. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll do the portraits and I'll set it up, and what we get through, we get through. And like I said, if it resonates with folks, we can do it again. It doesn't have to be me doing it every time. See if people value this and learn from the great ones. These are all great photographers that did these.
I think it's a great idea.
Okay, good.
I think it's a really good
I-
idea. And also I think if we just keeping it short, I think people can retain the information better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree. And the conversation makes it easier than if you have a bunch of, here's the steps of how to do this, because then people get caught up in writing the steps down and they really don't take away what we want them to take away.
Yeah.
I think education will maybe help people to stay with us in the meeting if they know that that's going on, rather than, our normal course of business is to go over business and then to talk about the pictures that were submitted. So I think if we can add that education layer, that we may, increase the participation.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. And then Victor, I'll email this when I put them in the order that I want.
Okay, mighty fine. And just send the ones that you plan to talk about. Just do a max of 5 images.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Okay. Go ahead and stop the share. There you go. Okay. All right. I want to talk about the annual awards one more time real quick. Each person that is selected for photographer of the year, image of the year, President's Service Award, member of the year, they get their membership for 2023 free. Okay. So we know that. Every year up until now, we've had some type of either a pretty good prize to add or a gift certificate to Finer Works. But I've reached out to a few vendors I haven't gotten anything back yet. So this year we may go with just the free membership. Okay. I don't believe the way it's written in the reference file for the 4 awards is that it's a mandatory requirement. How do y'all feel about that?
How many awards do we have? 3?
4.
4.
Yep.
I'm okay with free membership. I mean, everybody's feeling it economically, and I think that's an acceptable award.
Okay. I wasn't suggesting that we do away with free membership. Okay. I wanted to get your input on you think it'd be okay if we're not able to procure any gifts from vendors this year?
In my mind, it's always been the free membership. I don't even remember what the other awards were, so. I think that's probably what's in most people's minds. I could be wrong, though.
Okay. All right, good. Then we'll just go with the free membership. Okay. All right, but I just wanted to let the board know that I have not gotten any positive replies back from vendors when I was soliciting for, I guess I've been soliciting all year, and I think they're getting tired of me. I think we need some new faces to go out there and knock on their doors.
So I wonder if there's a way for us to recognize them publicly in some form or fashion. Have we done that before?
Well, we do it at the meeting. Okay.
You do it at the meeting, but
yeah.
I'm wondering if we couldn't do like the community impact newspaper, because I know this gets delivered to everyone, or maybe in the New Braunfels newspaper, just recognizing, them for what they've done for the club or something to that effect. Just another way in terms of acknowledging.
Well, I know with the Greater New Braunfels Art Council, we provide them monthly with what we're doing. Okay. And Holly, have you been providing them with that info?
Yeah, I have a template that I just copy and paste and change the dates and the theme for the month and send it to them every
Okay.
month.
So after we announce at the meeting this month who the winners are, could we just put in that template who the winners were for
Yeah,
the
I think we have space. I don't think we're limited on how many characters we can use, but I can ask.
Okay. All right, we'll try to do that. And that comes out in one of the New Braunfels monthly magazines.
And so maybe we get them each a copy of that magazine, and then they have it, right? That shows that, they won an award.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Okay. I like that idea. Okay. Okay. So, let's go around the table. I've covered everything I could think of. I'm sure there's some things I forgot, but, that's what I've got y'all for, right? Sharon, you have anything?
No, I'm still recovering from Christmas. I don't have anything.
Okay. Beverly?
Just a question for Monday's meeting. Do you want Frank to be prior to looking at the images in the agenda?
Yes.
Okay. Other than that, that's all I have.
Okay. Suzanne, 1.
I'm good.
Suzanne, 2.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Carol.
Nothing that I can think of right this minute.
Okay. Frank.
I'm good.
Okay. And Holly.
just in case I can't make the meeting Monday night, would you let membership know that like all the winter announcement emails may be a day or two late? Once I get back, I'll get everything sent out at the end of the week,
Okay. not a
just in case I
problem.
can't make it. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'm taking our kiddo back to Wisconsin and back to the dorm and then have to drive back. So maybe a
Well,
few days on the road. Thanks.
okay, well, safe travels.
Thank you.
Safe
Yeah,
travels.
it's gonna be snowy up there. He's on Lake Superior, so it's a lot of snow.
Hmm.
Now that you mention awards, I'll have to talk to Amanda and see if she's willing to
Oh, yeah, okay, great.
monthly thing again this year.
But no, hang on. How do y'all feel about the monthly award? Should we change it?
Is it getting used?
I don't know. I'd have to ask Amanda because I don't know when it's used and when it isn't. Last year, I remember when I renewed, she was concerned that people weren't using them. But I haven't talked to her recently, so.
Okay, I tell you what, let's put that on the back table and let's don't commit to Digital Pro Lab for another year. Let
Well, then we
me,
need to let Monday's winner. Do I still have I have awarded the December one, right? Yeah, I don't have any more, so we'll have no award in January then.
okay, I'll come up with something, okay? It will be either be you remember the old 4x6 little floppy advertisement things we used to give out that was good for something? Okay,
How
okay,
much was the monthly award that was given
well,
out?
the award was for $25, okay, which at the time we did it was enough to pay for a 16 by 20 print. But the cost of a
Uh-oh.
16 by 20 has gone up at Digital Pro Lab.
Okay.
So it doesn't cover a 16 by 20 anymore. But what we've been passing out is a coupon, a digital promo code for $25. We have, can y'all see these cards?
Yeah.
Okay. I have some left over from the youth photography contest. And I can reach out to them and ask them if we can use them for our club membership this year. Okay. And I'm sure they'll go along with it. And actually a 16 by 20 promo card is more than $25. So, but I think before I do that, I'm gonna reach out to Final Works and see if they'll give us a $50 coupon card. But we'll see. All right. One way or another, we'll have something to give away Monday night.
Victor,
I
is
have
it
a $50.
Carol, you're
$50
your audio sounds like it's
award that I can donate.
Something wrong.
Can you hear
oh,
me?
okay. Did you get that at the San Antonio competition?
Breaking up.
Did you get that at the San Antonio competition?
That's what that looks like. I got one too.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, and I'd be willing to donate it for this month. I did, yes.
Okay, are you coming to the meeting in person or are you gonna Zoom it?
She typed in person.
Can
Okay,
y'all hear me?
yeah, but it's in and out, at least on my end.
Is
Yeah.
he-
So Victor, the only concern I have about not doing a Digital Pro Lab $25 gift card is that's what we said the price would be in the email when we sent out submissions for January. So we kind of pre-promised a $25 gift card to Digital Pro Lab, and it's on the website, it's on Facebook, it's everywhere. So it'll have to be changed everywhere.
Well, don't change it right now. Okay. I'll it takes her some time to put together promo codes. So I'm just going to get her okay to use one of these 16x20 promo cards I have. And that's worth a little bit more than $25. Okay. So we'll give that for Monday night. And then we'll have time to change whatever we are going to do for the rest of the year before February. That sound okay to everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Good plan.
Carol, are you not going to use that?
I'm gonna use it, but if we need it,
Hey, Carol, if you turn off your
I'm
video,
willing
you
to
might get better audio.
donate it.
Try again.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, we heard that.
Yeah.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
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 Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yep.
Yes.
It's good.
So what I'm saying is okay, so I'm willing to donate this $50 finer works if we need it.
Okay. May take you up on that somewhere down the road maybe, but I think we're okay for Monday night.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, with that said, did I leave anybody out? We went around, we talked about everything. Beverly, you got all the notes?
Yes.
Okay. I guess we're good to go then. Without anybody's got any alibi, I'm going to bring this meeting to a close. Who's recording it, me or Holly?
You are,
Oh.
but you can send the file to me. I'll post it to YouTube next week, the end of next week.
Okay. I'll do that. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I close the meeting, the meeting is officially over, but I need to talk to Dennis and Holly.
Okay, bye everyone.
All
Bye.
right, bye.
Bye.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.